Doctors of Reddit, what is your most awkward experience when dealing with members of the opposite sex? I was the chaperoning nurse, young doc, first week in OB, and was seeing an early pregnancy patient in triage. Docs usually say, "I'm going to put my hand on your vagina now," or, "You will feel the speculum on your lips or labia." He was rattled and so nervous, he conflagrated them as, "I'm going to put my lips on your vagina now." The patient and I roared with laughter for a second before we controlled ourselves. He shakily kept his dignity and kept right on going, like nothing happened. He never referred to it again for the 4 years he was there. Conflagrate means to light on fire. Conflate is the word you were looking for. Flaming lips. When I was 16, I sometimes got dizzy if I stood up really fast. I'm pretty sure this is relatively normal, but my mom thought something was wrong with me, so she took me to the doctor, and he wanted to check for testicular cancer. I had a worried look on my face, because I didn't want an old Asian man feeling my nuts. The doctor saw my face, and thought it might console me if he spoke. "Teenager," he said in his Asian accent, "I'm gonna feel up your balls." I felt pretty awkward after that. Somewhat related, but from a patient's perspective. When I was in nursing school, I went to my school's student health center for a gyno appointment. The doctor asked me if it was alright if a medical student was present. I said that was fine. She then specifies the student was male, and asks me if that was still okay. I wasn't totally comfortable with that, but as a nursing student, I knew how much it sucks when a patient refuses you, so I said yes. Lo and behold, it was an incredibly attractive med student from my school, who I bumped into all the time, and he saw the inside of my vagina. I never could look him in the eye after that. Edit. A lot of people are commenting that he, or I, should have refused. I didn't actually know the guy, I just knew him as a hot stranger, and I think I became much more aware of his presence after this occurred. After receiving an internal exam from my GYN, he asked if he could bring a medical student in, so they could get some practice. I agreed, thinking he meant a student. He took a good 10 minutes, but after that, in walked a group of about 5 people, male and female. They each took turns putting their fingers in my vagina, then talking about me like I wasn't there, as they reported what they felt to my GYN. Syphilitic chamka, Sistersel? With his back turned to me, my GYN corrected them and told them exactly what they had been feeling. It's her penis, attached to the interior wall below the cervix. Her urethra is inside her vagina. She was born with ambiguous genitalia, and had cosmetic feminization at 2 years of age, but the surgeon missed the internal structures, and that's how I discovered that I was born intersex, and my parents opted for me to have labiaplasty as a toddler. Holy shit dude. What? Did the doctor just assume you already knew? I can't believe he wouldn't tell you in private first. Holy shit. That's unprofessional. Exactly what I was thinking. How could this man just drop the ball on this poor girl, with a group of students in the room? No, I don't think balls were mentioned, just a surprise penis. We are taught to explain to patients exactly what we are doing, as we are doing it. Delicate wording becomes important during female pelvic exams. Instead of, "Okay, I am going to place the speculum inside now, so you'll just feel some warm pressure," my buddy ended up saying, "Okay, I'm coming inside you now." The female patient responds, "No thanks, I already have 3 children." General surgeon, 31, female. For context, I work for a county hospital, taking care of very salt-of-the-earth patients. These are my people, as I was also born with a plastic spork in my mouth. Talking one morning to a young man, who was about to get his inguinal hernia fixed, and his only question to me was, "When can I have sex again?" The only person with him was his girlfriend, who was smoking hot, so I broke him the bad news. You're gonna wake up feeling like a horse kicked you right square in the junk. So, go ahead and do what you want when you feel like you want to, but it's not gonna be today. We get him to the OR, put him under general anesthesia, and then a very new, very young, very pretty female nurse starts to prep him. To those unfamiliar, this involves vigorously scrubbing down the groin, including the penis and scrotum, with what amounts to a sponge on a hollow stick. that dispenses a compound that decontaminates the skin somewhat. As soon as she starts scrubbing, the patient pops a raging boner. He's completely under and paralyzed, mind you, but the more she cleans, the bigger it gets. And yeah, this kid's a shower. I tell you what, poor thing, her face just gets redder and redder, and it gets bigger and bigger, and everyone's giving her shit the whole time. I finally stop her because I'm afraid any second he's gonna break scrub and contaminate my field. I'm picturing the intern batting away his dick the whole time, like one of those wibble wobble toys for kids. 3rd year, but yeah, he had to do the damned hernia repair, and I kept the patient's stupid dick out his way the whole time. Not me, but a fellow classmate in medical school. We have mock exams, and various people will sign up to be patients. They get paid a decent amount. So he went in the mock exam room and started the basic history and physical on the fairly attractive female. Did this and that, pretty standard stuff. Grabbed a tongue depressor and had her open her mouth. Then, nothing. He did it again and said with bewilderment, "That is weird, you do not have a gag reflex." She smiled and gave him a coy wink. He about lost it and couldn't finish. He walks out and finds the preceptor, who monitors the exam, about rolling on the floor laughing. As for me, I never really had an overly awkward experience, other than maybe knowing someone, which can make certain exams a little awkward. Oh, I have another one. Me this time. I was in my OBGYN rotation, and this young redhead came in for genital warts. Let's just say that the curtains matched the carpet, and, pun intended, she was a bonfire down there. So me and my preceptor at the time were looking for warts in the forest down there. We would find one, freeze it, find another, freeze it. I got lost in the moment and forgot where I was, as I was just a student, and not yet fully developed professional composure. I saw one and said, "I found one, a big one too." Realizing what I said, I looked up from between her legs as she looked down, and we locked eyes. The embarrassment in her eyes is something I will never forget. I felt like a giant ass. One of my friends was getting a physical for a high school sport, I believe, and when it came time for them to check his gonads, the doctor says, "Cough," but apparently my friend thought he said, "Hop." So here my friend is standing there, the doctor has my friend's boys in hand, and my friend hops. Said it was the most embarrassing moment of his life. I had to put a Foley into a male patient. I'm young and female. He seemed nervous as I started. Right when I was about to insert the catheter, with his penis in my left hand and the catheter in my right, he abruptly asked if it would help, if he was aroused for the procedure, and proceeded to gain some girth before I could answer. I said no. If this video made your day a little better, please give it a like, and subscribe for new daily videos.